my dear students. Today we will study about potential due to an electric dipole. This is an important theory of this chapter. First of all, we have to find potential due to an electric dipole. So first we should consider one electric dipole. What is electric dipole? When two equal and opposite charges are separated by finite distance, then dipole is created. So first of all, we have to consider one electric dipole. Here I have considered two charges plus q and minus q, equal and opposite charges. They are separated by distance 2a. Plus q charge is placed at point B, minus q charge is placed at point A with center O. Direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q. So this is the direction of dipole moment, that is P vector. And we have to find electric field at point P. This is the point P, which is at a distance r from the origin. This is a position vector of point P from the center of dipole, that is r vector. The dipole moment is given by the formula magnitude of charge into distance between two equal and opposite charges, that is 2a. So P is equal to q into 2a, equation number 1. Here angle BOP, that is theta. Here only R is known to us. So we have to find electrostatic potential at point P in terms of R. Let the distance of P from charge minus q at A be R2. Point P from A is at a distance R2 and point P from B is at distance R1. Therefore, we can write AP is equal to R2 and BP is equal to R1. Correct? As potential is related to work done by the field, electrostatic potential also follows the superposition principle. So, if we want to find electric potential at point P due to these two charges, then electrostatic potential at point P is the summation of potential due to plus q charge and potential due to minus q charge. Therefore, potential at P due to the dipole is equal to potential due to positive charge plus potential due to negative charge. But we know that potential due to point charge is given by the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught charge upon distance. So this is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught positive charge, that is plus q, upon distance of point P from plus q charge, that is R1, and potential due to negative charge, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon R2. In previous lecture, I told you that potential due to positive charge we have to take positive and potential due to negative charge we have to take negative. Equation here, what can we take common? We can take q upon 4 pi epsilon naught common. What will remain inside the bracket? 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. Equation number 2. But we have to find this potential in terms of R, not in terms of R1 and R2, because only R is known to us. Only the distance of point P from the center of dipole, that is R, that is given to us. Now by geometry, R1 square is equal to R square plus A square minus 2AR cos theta. This is nothing but cosine rule. Here, if we consider any triangle like this, and here let me take this side as A, this as B, and this as C. So here I am taking this angle as alpha, this as beta, and this as gamma. If we want to use cosine rule, then cos alpha is equal to, cos alpha can be written as cos alpha is equal to B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. This is the formula of cos theta. For any angle of the triangle, cos theta is given as, here I have taken alpha, so cos alpha is equal to square of this side plus square of this side minus square of this side upon 2 times and this side into this side, b into c. Same way, if we want to find cos beta, then cos beta is equal to square of this side plus square of this side, a square plus c square minus b square upon 2ac. Same way, if you want to find cos gamma, then cos gamma is equal to a square plus b square minus c square upon 2ab. Here, this cosine rule we can use for any triangle. If right angle is given to us, then also we can use this cosine rule. For any triangle, you can use this cosine rule if sides of the triangles are known to us. Same way, here what is given? Plus q minus q separated by distance 2a. Here is the center of dipole. This is the direction of dipole moment, p vector, and here we have considered one point P, which is at distance r from the center of dipole. This is r1, this is r2, this is r vector, point P, and this angle that we have taken theta. So if you observe this triangle, this we have taken b, this is a, this is p. Angle BOP, that is theta. From this triangle, if you want to find cos theta, then cos theta is equal to, this is a, this is also a. So we can write cos theta is equal to square of this side plus square of this side, that is a square plus r square minus r1 square upon 2 times AR. So this can be written as 2AR, therefore 2AR cos theta is equal to a square plus r square minus r1 square. But we are interested in r1 square, therefore r1 square is equal to r1 square is equal to r square plus a square, r square plus a square minus 2AR cos theta. So same equation I have written here, r1 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2AR cos theta. r1 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2AR cos theta. Same way, r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2AR cos theta. Why I have written plus 2AR cos theta? Here, if you want to find r2, then we have to consider this triangle. Then for this triangle, this angle will be pi minus theta. This is theta. This total is pi. So this can be written as pi minus theta. So for triangle AOP, cos pi minus theta is equal to, cos pi minus theta is equal to r square plus a square minus r2 square upon 2AR. Cos pi minus theta, that is minus cos theta, r square plus a square minus r2 square upon 2AR. This is r2 square. So it can be written as minus 2AR cos theta is equal to r square plus a square minus r2 square. So if you are interested in r2 square, then r2 square can be written as r2 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2AR cos theta. If we take on right hand side, then it can be written as plus 2AR cos theta. So r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2AR cos theta. r2 square is equal to r square plus a square plus 2AR cos theta. Now, if we take r square common from these two equations, then r1 square can be written as r square we have taken common, so what will remain here? 1 plus a square upon r square minus 2AR cos theta upon r square. R will get cancelled, 2A cos theta upon r. This way we can obtain R1 square. Here if we want to take R1 square common, then this R1 square can be written as, here I am writing this equation, R1 square is equal to, here R square we have to take common. So here what will remain? First term 1 plus, here we don't have R square, so it can be written as A square upon R square minus 2AR cos theta upon R square. R will get cancelled. What will remain? 2A cos theta upon R. Same way, R2 square is equal to R square plus 1 plus A square upon R square plus 2A cos theta by R. If we consider point P very far away from the dipole, it means if R is much greater than A, then A square upon R square can be neglected. Here, if this point P is very far away from the dipole, then we can say that this distance R is much greater than A. And if R is much greater than A, then A square upon R square, this A is very small in comparison to R. It means denominator is much greater than numerator. Then this term can be neglected. A square by R square can be neglected. Therefore, R1 square can be written as, if we neglect A square by R square, then what will remain? R1 square is equal to R square into 1 minus 2A cos theta by R. Same thing I have written. Similarly, we can write R2 square is equal to R square. A square by R square we have to neglect. Then what will remain inside the bracket? 1 plus 2A cos theta by R. Okay. Taking square root on both the sides, R1 is equal to R into 1 minus 2A cos theta upon R raised to 1 by 2. Here if we take square root for this equation, then R2 can be written as R2 is equal to R 1 plus 2A cos theta upon R raised to 1 by 2. By taking square root on both the sides, this R1 is equal to R into 1 minus 2A cos theta upon R raised to 1 by 2. R2 is equal to R into 1 plus 2A cos theta upon R raised to 1 by 2. Now if we take reciprocal of R1 and R2, then 1 upon R1 can be written as 1 upon R1 is equal to 1 upon R. Here reciprocal of this 1 minus 2A cos theta upon R as it is raised to minus 1 by 2. And 1 upon R2 is equal to 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R 1 plus 2A cos theta upon R raised to minus 1 by 2. Here power that is minus negative is given to us. Therefore we should use binomial expansion. Using binomial theorem and retaining terms up to the first order in A by R. It means here if the equation is like this, 1 plus x raised to n, then writing only first two terms using binomial expansion, 1 plus nx. This is the expansion of this bracket, 1 plus x raised to n. Same way, here 1 upon R1 can be written as 1 upon R as it is. Just we have to write first term as it is, 1 as it is. Now we have to take this power ahead. Minus minus plus 1 by 2 into 2A cos theta by R. 2 will get cancelled. What will remain? A by R cos theta. Like this. Here what is given? 1 upon R1 is equal to 1 upon R 1 minus 2A cos theta upon R raised to minus 1 by 2. If we have to expand this bracket, then it can be written as 1 upon R as it is, 1 as it is, minus minus 1 by 2, 2A cos theta divided by R. 2 will get cancelled, minus minus plus, what will remain? 1 upon R 1 plus A cos theta by R. So this is 1 plus A cos theta by R. Same way, 1 upon R2 is equal to 1 upon R 1 minus A by R cos theta. Equation number 4. From equation 2, 3 and 4. Equation 2, that is the equation of potential at point P. equation 3 and 4, that is 1 upon r1 and 1 upon r2. So potential at point P can be written as V is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught as it is, 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. What was the equation for potential? V is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. Here we have to substitute the value of r1 and r2 only. So if we substitute value of r1 and r2, then it can be written as Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon r 1 plus a by r cos theta minus 1 by r 1 minus a by r cos theta. Therefore V is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r into 1 by r, a by r into r, that is a by r square cos theta, minus 1 by r minus plus a by r square cos theta. 1 by r minus 1 by r will get cancelled. So potential at point P is given by Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught a by r cos theta plus a by r cos theta, that is 2a cos theta by r square, a by cos theta upon r square, a cos theta upon r square, that is 2a cos theta upon r square. This is 2a and this is Q. Q into 2a is called dipole moment P. So instead of Q into 2a, we can write P. Therefore potential at point P can be written as P cos theta upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. Here theta is the angle between dipole moment and r vector. Equation number 5. Now P cos theta is equal to P vector dot r cap. How can we write this? P cos theta is equal to P vector dot r cap. Because here this is the direction of dipole moment and r cap will be in this direction. What is the angle between P vector and r cap? That is theta. So here we can write P vector dot r cap is equal to, if we remove dot, then we have to take magnitude of P vector. Here what is the magnitude of unit vector? What is the value of unit vector? That is 1. So that is 1. Angle between P vector and r cap, that is theta. If we remove dot, then it can be written as cos theta. So this can be written as P cos theta. So instead of P cos theta, we can write P vector dot r cap. So now P cos theta is equal to P vector dot r cap, where r cap is the unit vector along the position vector OP vector. The electric potential of a dipole is then given by, instead of P cos theta, we have to write P vector dot r cap. So potential at point P is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P vector dot r cap upon r square. This equation is true only when r is much greater than a. It means point of consideration is very far away from the dipole. So here we can say for point dipole, above equation is more accurate. If we consider point dipole, then this r will be greater than a, much greater than, then this equation is valid. While for the physical dipole, this equation gives an approximate value of the electric potential. So this equation is true only when r is much greater than a. Here equation 5 is the general equation of electrostatic potential at any point P due to electric dipole. From this equation it is clear that electrostatic potential depends on theta and distance r. As value of theta changes, electrostatic potential will change. As value of distance r changes, value of electrostatic potential will change. So here if we consider potential on the axis of dipole. So here this is the axis of dipole. You can consider point anywhere on the axis of dipole, but r should be much greater than a. Here if I consider point P on the side of plus q charge, then this is the direction of electric dipole moment, P vector minus q to plus q, and here is the point P. Therefore this distance between OP, that is r, so direction of r vector will be in this direction. Now P vector and r vector both are in the same direction, therefore angle between them, if we consider this point P over here near to plus q charge, on the side of plus q charge, then this theta will be 0. So for theta is equal to 0 degree, P cos 0 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square, but value of cos 0, that is 1. So it can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p upon r square plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into p upon r square. But if we consider different point, on the side of negative charge minus q, here if I consider any point p, if we shift this point p here on the side of negative charge, then p vector is in this direction and r vector will be in this direction. Then angle between r vector and p vector, that is 180 degree. So that is nothing but pi. So if we take theta is equal to pi, then from equation number 5, v is equal to p cos pi upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square, but value of cos pi, that is minus 1. So equation 5 can be written as v is equal to minus, here I have written minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into p upon r square. Equation number 7. When theta is equal to 0 degree, then this potential will be positive. When theta is equal to pi, then this potential will be negative. Now second case, at any point on the equatorial plane. So equatorial plane is nothing but plane which is bisecting this electric dipole, or the plane perpendicular to the axis of dipole. This is called equatorial plane. And here if I consider point P, then r vector will be in this direction, p vector is in this direction, then this theta will be pi by 2, 90 degree. If you consider this point P anywhere, not necessary here also you can consider point P. Anywhere on the equator if you consider this point P, then angle between p vector and r vector, that will be pi by 2. So if we substitute theta is equal to pi by 2, then v is equal to p cos pi by 2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. Cos 90, that is 0. So 0 into anything 0. So electrostatic potential at any point on the equatorial plane will be 0 due to this electric dipole. The potential at any point depends on the angle between position vector r vector and p vector. As I told you, it depends on angle theta, and it depends on the distance of point of consideration from the center of dipole. The potential due to dipole decreases as 1 upon r square, because what is the formula of electrostatic potential? General formula, that is p cos theta upon r square, 4 pi epsilon naught, p cos theta upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. So we can say that electrostatic potential decreases as 1 upon r square due to dipole with distance, while the potential due to a point charge decreases as 1 upon r, because what is the formula of electrostatic potential due to point charge? That is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into charge upon distance. So due to point charge, it decreases as 1 upon r. Thank you.